everybody. Welcome back to Fire Your MD Now Radio. This is Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. I am not a doctor. I am not a naturopath. I'm none of those things. What I am is an avid longevity aficionado distributor. I love these products. I've been using them for about 3 years now, and I've gotten my health back. I've gotten the health of my family on par using the products, and I've set up meetings in my community, brought Dr. Glidden and Dr. Wallach to my hometown, along with the help of the great team of people that we have here in Camrose, Alberta, which is located in Western Canada. We've already got loaded phone lines. Alan in Oregon, Michelle in Encino, California, and Shirley in Baltimore. And I'm going to get to each and every single one of you, but I just want to talk about a couple of things first. Just stay on the line. And I have had a really interesting week. Now, I went and I got mountain bikes for me and my wife, and I ended up doing about 20 kilometers per day. Now, if you're in the United States, that's roughly 13 miles or so. And once I got going with it, I found that I didn't want to stop. So I feel great. Not only that, I had a full hour and 15 minutes to sit down with the Federal Minister of State and Finance in the Government of Canada. And big shout out to Kevin Sorensen. I found him to be very approachable and just an overall great guy. I urge you, my fellow Canadians, if you can get a hold of your MP, sit down and talk with him. I discussed longevity with him. I talked about the benefits to the soil, what we could do for healthcare costs, and he was very open and receptive. And we are going to be talking again on the subject. Now, I mentioned earlier that I have these meetings that I've been holding. We started out at a little tiny coffee shop called Fiona's downtown, and eventually that got full, so we had to move, and I got a really good deal on setting up in the old clinic. So we set up in the clinic, and there's coffee, and people watch the live webinars with Dr. Glidden, which, by the way, last night's webinar, Advanced Bone and Joint Pain, was absolutely fabulous. We are very thankful for Dr. Glidden. But the point of this story, at my meeting, was a man named Dr. Bishop Justice Wanjala from Nairobi, Kenya. And he is over here. He's going to be speaking at Solid Rock Church on Sunday. They have some sort of a program going. And Bishop Justice was very excited at the prospect of longevity. So we are talking more, and longevity is not in Kenya, but we're looking at breaking into that market. And I don't care what color you are. I don't care where you're from. If you have a sick child, or if you have chronic bone and joint pain, say you have bad eye health, I want to help you out. I'm going to do everything I can. Race has nothing to do with it. We all bleed red. And frankly, it doesn't even come into the picture as far as I'm concerned. So, in the second hour of today's show, we're going to have Bishop Justice Wanjala on to speak about the work that they have been doing in Kenya and 7 other African countries. Now, with that, I'm going to go to the phone lines. Alan in Oregon, you're on the air. Can you hear me, buddy?
I can. Can you hear me?
I hear you just great. What's on your mind, Alan?
Perfect. Well, I was going to talk about esophagitis, but I'd rather talk about something else in this case, because you're a distributor like me. And one of the issues that I have, that I notice, is the fact that when people see the cost, it's the initial shock. Because, most people are generally 160 to, maybe 250 pounds. And when you're talking a couple Healthy Start packs, and you're talking about, a couple bottles of selenium, you're coming up into the $300 realm for a single person. And when you're talking about doing it for the family or doing it for the husband and wife, it starts getting up there, and it starts to scare them. I'd like to know your approach on that kind of issue.
Okay, well, that's a good question, Alan. And my approach on that is it's best to start somewhere. Now, when me and my wife started out using the products, all we had was the Tangy Tangerine.
Okay.
And we got huge results out of that. So what you can do, if you can set them up with even, say, a $20 bottle of plant-derived minerals or something, get them signed up, get them on at least one product, and they're going to experience things with that, like, loss of appetite and whatnot. And what they'll notice is that they're eating less and the grocery bill is going down at the same time. So you know as well as I do, Alan, the tremendous benefits that come along with using Youngevity's products. But, you got to kind of work with you got to feel out the person that you're with and figure out where they're at and set them up appropriately. So, I mean, if you're with somebody and you know right off the bat that they don't have a whole lot of money to spend, then you're not going to be telling them, I want you to spend $500 on a CEO pack. Comprende?
Right. Definitely.
So, yeah, just steer them towards something that's going to work, because even, just a $20 bottle of plant-derived minerals, chances are you're dealing with a person that is so minerally deficient that when those minerals hit them, their body's going to start to sing a little bit, and they're going to feel that. So, over the years, I went from starting out with just the Tangy Tangerine. Now I take, well, it would take too long to rattle off what I take in a day. So, but the more products I try, the more I find that they work just fantastic. So, how's that?
I love trying them out. I'll tell you what, I have just recently run out of my Ultimate Daily Tabs. I love those things. My nephew, I had gotten him a bunch of stuff, and for some reason, he wasn't interested in taking this Oxybody product. Okay. And I really don't know that much about Oxybody. As I recall, I thought it had something to do with oxygenation of the blood.
Yeah, I think that has to do with the iron, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so I'm not going to totally comment on it. Like I said, I'm not Dr. Glidden. What all you've got him, the Oxybody, and what else?
Well, he was on the Healthy Start Pack. He had hepatitis C, or he has hepatitis C, and he has he's very, very much in pain because he's just abused the crap out of his body.
Right.
And so I started him off on the Healthy Start Pack. I got him some Glucogel because his arthritis in his hands were getting pretty bad.
How old is he?
And he is going to be 49 here in about a month.
Right.
But he's just abused his body over the years. Always ate the wrong foods. That's a great thing to try to change people when you're telling them about, getting off the gluten and getting off, the oils and getting off the other things that are bad for you.
Absolutely.
They say, well, what's left to eat? And then you tell them, well, there's lots of stuff to eat. And you start telling them, what they can eat. And then the next thing out of their mouth is, well, I can't afford to eat, a hamburger every day, or afford to eat, 6 eggs a day or 8 eggs a day. If I have to spread that around my family, that's going to be a costly aspect. And I says, well, your body, I was just telling the guy at work, I said, your body's an investment. It's like you invest in your car, you invest in your house because you want something nice to drive, you want to live in a decent area, but you want to spend $10 on one a day. It just doesn't cut it. You have to invest in your body. And
absolutely.
So you're right, those minerals.
Yeah, you talk about your nephew there abusing himself. Man, I was the king, okay? Like I used to play in a rock band, and we were in bars all the time, and I partied like crazy for a long time, and my health was failing pretty badly as a result of it. But I'm here to tell you, and if your nephew's listening right now, I don't care how much you've abused yourself, chances are, once your body gets its hands on something real, it will start to rebuild itself.
I agree with you. Well, it's nice to talk to a fellow distributor. Talking to Dr. Wallach can be real technical, and talking to Dr. Glidden can be not quite as technical because he's a little bit more down level. But with you're like me, except you've been in it longer. But we still have the same belief that we know the products work. I had arthritis in my shoulder. I had carpal tunnel in my right hand. When my arthritis went, after using Glucogel for less than 3 months, the carpal tunnel disappeared too. And when I tell people that story, they're amazed. And I show them the back of my head. I have grayish hair in the front, and I have the color I had when I was a kid, in the back. And I tell them the copper changes the color of your hair.
It does. And you know what? My wife, she likes to sit on the deck and tan, and that copper makes her skin, well, copper. I mean, she's got the best tan I've ever seen. And the same thing happens with me if I'm outside. Yeah, my skin, man, I was the kind of guy that if I spent 5 minutes in the sun, I would pay for it dearly because I would burn real bad. And my skin is so healthy now that I can be in the sun for about 6 hours and not get burnt. And I, it's just not a problem. When you get on these products, here's the deal. You almost lose track of all the things that have gone good for you because there's so many. I'll ask people at my meetings, so what's happened for you since you started this? And, oh, well, my knees felt better. Oh, and my allergies went away. I just remembered that, because it's been 2 years since they've taken a Claritin. And life is so different now. When it used to be the controlling factor, you got up in the morning, you popped 2 Claritin, otherwise your eyes were itchy and watering all day. Alan, I really appreciate your call. Any more longevity distributors want to call in and discuss some tricks with me? We got a commercial break. We're going to go to Michelle and Shirley after this. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. Be right back. Welcome back. We're live. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden here in Camrose, Alberta. The call-in line, if you want to talk to me about anything at all, how to use longevity products, where to get them, whatever. If you're a distributor and you want to give people some tips on how to get signups, we'd love to hear from you. Or if you have a great health recovery story, we got people listening in Nairobi, Kenya right now that want to know more about this thing called longevity. Call-in line is 1-844-374-5433. Once again, 1-844-374-5433. And with that, we're going to go over to Michelle in Encino, California. She wants to talk about Hashimoto. Michelle, are you there?
I'm here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's great to talk to you. I bet you're having a real nice day.
It's very nice here in Ukiah, California.
You do you ever have bad days there?
Bad days? Depends on what your idea of bad is.
It's always warm, right? We get winters like nobody's freaking business here in Alberta, but it makes us tough. So what's on your mind there, Michelle?
I'm trying to decide which issue to attack first for myself. Grew up around cotton fields, so I was crop dusted pretty much most of my childhood. Had PTSD twice. I had a diagnosis of adenomyosis in 2005. And then I got a fibroid in 2012. I also am having, weird to me, I've never heard of seizures just happening at night, and only like one time every 3 months. And some other things that I think are probably related to the Hashimoto's. I had a rash that ended up, like after it was gone, the rash on my hands, my pigment was gone. Leg cramps, those sort of things, short-term memory. I've got sleep apnea. And that's a good start.
How did you hear about the show, Michelle?
I am actually a distributor. I haven't distributed anything as of yet. I want to be able to take and be a product of the product so that I can testify to other people.
That's a great attitude. You know what? Just keep bringing people to the show here. But you're absolutely right. If you can't get your own health back, a lot of people don't feel like they have any business talking to anybody about it if it hasn't worked for them yet. So, I'd love to help you out with that. Now, here's the deal. What we do is known as holistic. So you just gave me a whole laundry list there, right?
Yes.
And we don't actually, as far as different packs, if it's a blood sugar issue, you got the blood sugar pack. If it's a bone and joint issue, you got the bone and joint pack. But it's all based on the Healthy Start Pack. That's where it all starts. And you start adding stuff on from there. So you mentioned to me that you had PTSD twice. Did you were in the service, were you?
No, not that kind of service. No, I wasn't paid to take what I took.
Okay. All right, I'll just leave that where it is then. So yeah, we don't, you've heard Dr. Glidden say over and over again, we're not attempting to treat or cure anything because we're not allowed to say that. But
yeah, of course.
But if your body is nutrified, it will just start taking care of a lot of these things. So you're looking to make your first order? Is that the deal?
Yeah, I'm trying to decide, there's not a lot of funds, so I'm trying to decide what would be the most important with what you got.
Right. So how much do you weigh, ma'am?
Golly, I just lost like 50 pounds. Maybe 185.
185? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. You can't go wrong with a Healthy Start Pack. And if you can afford 2 of them, if funds are an issue, then, if you can at least get 1, then that's going to cover a lot of the bases right there. And if funds are an issue, I'll tell you what, I have a lady in my downline that in 3 months made SEMD. And now if you're familiar with that, you know what? I hear the music. That means we're going into a break. Michelle, stay right there. Shirley in Baltimore, stay where you're at. And we'll come back to this right after this break. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. Back after this. Welcome back. We're live. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. Call in line is 1-844-374-5433. Once again, 1-844-374-5433. We're talking to Michelle in California, and she's got a lot of things going on with her health, a laundry list of issues. You know what, though, Michelle? I'm all the way up here in Western Canada, and I'm seeing the exact same thing in people around me. And, I'm seeing them. Some of them are able to get over it if they're able to follow the right information. And you've got a battle ahead of you. But like I mentioned before the break there, if you are able to get your hands on this business of longevity, like I say, I have a lady in my downline that has covered the cost of her products in 3 months. So that is a possibility if funds are an issue. Now, that doesn't do you any good at this moment. So we're discussing ways of boosting your health quickly on a limited budget. And if you heard me talking to Alan in Oregon while you were waiting to come on the show, we were discussing just that very thing. So if you are able to afford 2 Healthy Start Packs, that would be a good route to go. Another way that you could go, the plant-derived minerals for 1 bottle is only about $20. Okay? So
That
if
sounds
you
doable.
yeah, $20, right? So
Yeah.
if you could say do a Healthy Start Pack and say even 4 bottles of plant-derived minerals, that would be a lot cheaper even than 2 Healthy Start Packs. Or I know people that have had really cool results with just taking lots of plant-derived minerals. So you could go that route. The minerals are the lion's share of the body's needs at around 60% or so. So, you need to get those minerals. Chief amongst them, if you ask me, is the calcium. Right? And if you got thyroid issues, you need that calcium. But if you can do at least a Healthy Start Pack and a couple of bottles of minerals, I would do that. Or if it's severely limited, go with as many bottles of plant-derived minerals as you can do. And that is my opinion on this matter. That's what I would do if I was you. And I really would like to hear back from you, Michelle, when things are going better. And I have no reason to doubt that they will, because I've seen it over and over again in people all around me. The women that I see get on longevity are absolutely beautiful. And, sometimes it takes about 6 months or whatever, but the weight just drops off. I've got a lady down, actually, I was talking about that coffee shop. I ran into her. I've got her on a Healthy Start pack. And she says, "Thanks a lot, Mike. I have to buy a whole new wardrobe because none of my pants fit." And I said, "You know what? I don't feel bad about that at all."
So what does someone do that's on medication and the doctors, in the first place go, your test says it's fine, you're a high normal, a high low, it's normal. And, I got on medication just because somebody wanted to try and help me, because I had so many symptoms. But any other doctor wouldn't have put me on medication in the first place. How do you get off of that medication while you're taking this stuff?
Yeah, well, here's the deal. What you can do about that is you can talk to your pharmacist. Get on the product first of all, because we've seen it where people actually, the drug started working better. Yeah, and, either that or they started experiencing side effects because, their thyroid medication was overworking because everything was working better. And so they were able to cut back just seeing how they feel. But if you talk to your pharmacist about the medications you're on and tell them, "Hey, I'm feeling better and I want to wean myself off of this," then they'll probably have some pretty good advice for you, because they know those drugs and they know what they do. So I'm not even going to get into exactly what they are with you. I'm just going to let you figure that out with your pharmacist. Another good idea, if it's really bothering you, is to call back in when Dr. Glidden's on, and he'll have better advice. But like I say, I have seen it in the past where people just completely dropped their statins and they were fine. I've seen it where we had one lady, she called in the show actually, and she was getting extreme chills and sweats because of her thyroid medication. And Dr. Glidden said, "Go and Google the symptoms of an overdose on that medication," and she had every single one. So, and it was the same amount she'd been taking. But what happened was that her thyroid actually started working, and the medication started working better, and so she just cut back. And she is doing a lot better now. So, we have seen that in the past.
That's the word I was looking for, overdose. That'll help me a great deal.
Yeah, you don't want to, right? But
No.
But they put us on all these crazy drugs. The pharmaceutical companies have extremely deep pockets, and they are very influential with government, and they have basically legislated themselves into our healthcare system to the point where that's all doctors know anymore. So, like we say, fire your MD now, right? I mean, if you need them for something traumatic, you need them. But if you can get around having yourself drugged and it's not going to fix the problem, that's the way to go.
Yeah, I experienced that with the seizure medication. They just wanted to drug me up, and my body's sensitive. I couldn't handle that drugs, and I just said, "I'm not taking them." And, they get bad, and they want to push them on you.
I know a guy that used to have seizures almost every day, and Healthy Start pack, and they're gone.
That's awesome.
He's able to drive. Yeah,
awesome.
Seen it. Yeah, it is. So, Michelle, you get on it. Do whatever you can to help yourself out, and then get out and help your community. And this show will be here for you. And I want to hear back from you again on a Friday, Michelle. Call me up when things are going better.
Thank you so much, Mike, for your time.
Take care, Michelle. We're going to let you go, and we're going to go over to Shirley in Baltimore. She's been waiting about 35 minutes. Shirley, how are you? Shirley in Baltimore, are you there?
Yes. Hi, how are you?
Doing good. There you are. I was wondering if we lost you, but
I had it
but
on mute.
okay, yeah, you were waiting quite a while there too.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a distributor for longevity, and my husband, I stopped work in March because he wasn't doing well because he was suffering from depression. And he was one of those where the doctor told him for smart heart, don't eat eggs, don't eat butter, the whole 9 yards.
Of course.
I just was observing and seeing him, and when had depression for about maybe 4 years, and he's on Zoloft and Remron. So I said they're not working. He even had electroconvulsion therapy in December. He did well for a while, but then he had a little change. So I started him on 90 for Life. He takes it twice a day. I have him on a selenium. He takes that 3 tablets twice a day. He does the EFAs 20 to 21 a day. So I'm still looking at him from the Zoloft. He has that involuntary movement. I think they call it TD. And wanted to know what could help that of Dr. Wallach's product. What could help him with that? Because I get so agitated when I see that, because I went to his psychiatrist and I said, well, it might be the medicine. He said, oh, no, antidepressant medicines, no. And when I went out on the website and did my own research, there are studies. People are saying it. So he had a doctor the beginning of July, and I took him Dr. Wallach's pamphlet, and I also told him that a lot of there are reports out on the website talking about antidepressant medicines and involuntary movement. So he went out, and then he finally said, well, it could be a part, because he went out there and researched it. But my husband, since February, he's doing better. He's up. He used to get up 10 or 11 o'clock. He's up 8 o'clock, 8:30, go out, water the yard, go for a short walk. So I see that the product is very much helping them. But I wanted to know what else could I add to help reverse that involuntary mouth movement. And for the Zoloft, I had reduced them myself when I went to the doctor. He was on 125 milligrams of Zoloft. I reduced that, Dr. Shirley now. I reduced that to 100, and I told his doctor. So his doctor said, well, I don't reduce it, because he was really was in deep depression. So Charles, when he saw him, he said, how are you, Mr. Dower? He said, I'm fine. How are you? And the doctor stepped back, because this was a totally different person. So the doctor at the end, the doctor said, I said, well, when would you like to see him again? He said, what about 3 months? And my husband, Charles, said, what about 6 months? And so he don't go back until December. But in the meantime, what I want to do is to further reduce the antidepressant medicine and replace it with whatever I need of the holistic nutrient, and just observe him, to watch to see that he's not changing. But I think since he's still on that Zoloft and that Remron, I think that's still causing that involuntary mouth movement.
Okay, so, wow, that's quite the story. And if you remember a little while back, I had a man named Mike Rivero on the radio show, and we did a whole hour on serotonin reuptake inhibitors, or SSRIs. And he had mentioned there's a website you can go to called ssristories.com. ssristories.com. And if you go there and read the stories of what has happened to a whole load of people when on these drugs, and in fact, it's the worst time is coming off of them, right? And you cannot just quit an antidepressant cold turkey. So you're very wise to not just cut them off, okay? Now, as far as getting his health back, you said that he was getting some depression and whatnot. Let's get back to this on the other side. Shirley, can you wait there? I'll come right back to you. I hear the music. We got a break. We're going to talk to Shirley in Baltimore more about her husband. It sounds like he's going to fire his MD. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden, back after this. Welcome back. We're live. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. Small technical difficulty there. Apologize for that. We were talking to Shirley before the break in Baltimore, and you're talking about your husband wanting to get off the Zoloft. Now, that's something that is going to have to be weaned. He cannot just stop taking it. In the meantime, you're talking about involuntary muscle spasms, and anytime I hear that, that screams to me mineral deficiency. So if you're looking to up the ante in that game and give his body a little bit more of what it may need to overcome that on its own, I would suggest doubling up on the OsteoFX and the plant-derived minerals. How does that sound to you, Shirley?
Because he takes it twice a day. I give it to him twice a day. The 90 for Life and the OsteoFlex, and he takes 21 of the EFAs.
Yeah, that's a great start. Yep.
So what's the mineral derivative? What is that? What is it called? What's the name of that?
The plant-derived minerals. There are 60 minerals in colloidal form in the bottle, and you can give him, I would say, about 2 ounces per day to start with that. And like with muscle spasms, I would also add extra OsteoFX if you can. Now, here's another thing. The doctor said no eggs and butter.
Yeah, when he was on, when he had a order valve replacement, and after that he went into depression because he worried himself sick. So part of their healthy start, but I've changed that since I've been home. We eat egg. He didn't eat eggs, cheese, no butter. So I changed all of that, and I've also started him to be gluten-free.
Perfect, Shirley. It sounds like you're doing everything right. I got to let you go. We're going to be back with Bishop Justice Wangela after this break. Raphael, hang on, and we'll get to you after.
Okay, thanks.
Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Fire Your MD Now Radio. This is not Dr. Peter Glidden. This is Mike Phillip filling in for him, coming at you live from beautiful Camrose, Alberta. And we have a very special guest with us here today. His name is Dr. Justice Wangela of Gospel Lighthouse Ministries in Nairobi, Kenya. And he is the bishop over a whole lot of churches, and they do work in, I believe, 7 different countries. Dr. Wangela, welcome to the show. Can you hear me?
Thank you. I hear you.
Excellent, excellent. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Bishop Justice Wangela. I'm the founder and the presiding bishop of Gospel Lighthouse Church in Kenya, Africa. And we work in 7 countries in East Africa. And our work is to the planting of churches, and also to the discipleship to equip the pastors in our country.
And are you experiencing a lot of growth?
We are experiencing a lot of growth in these countries, despite the fact that we have the problems of Muslims fighting the church. But we are experiencing the growth of the church in East Africa.
Well, that's just wonderful. Like I said earlier on the show, I was speaking to the Minister of State and Finance for the federal Canadian government, and he told me that it's not being reported a lot in the news, but Canada is actually bringing Christians out of Syria and Iraq because they are being slaughtered, and we just don't hear about it on the news. So that's a terrible situation. So, Dr. Wanjala,
Yes.
what do you see in Kenya when you look around at the health of your countrymen? What kinds of things are you seeing?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of difficulties with the people of Kenya when it comes to health because we have problems of medications in hospitals. The government cannot be able to accommodate the people in the hospitals. But, most people right now are affected by cancer, and more others are having problems with eyes because those who come from the sub-Sahara desert, they have a problem of being hot in that area, and the eyes are affected. And so they have a lot of problems. Some of them go blind. But the biggest problems we are having right now is cancer problems in Kenya as a whole.
Go into that.
Yeah, I don't know what is happening right now. It may be because of the food that they eat, but that is the killer number one in Kenya. We don't have medication for that.
Right. Okay. So if there's a way that we can get your countrymen nutrified and strengthened so that their eyes will be healthy outside of the medication, that's what we're looking to do here, right?
That will be great for our country in Kenya.
Absolutely. So you know what? We're going to do everything we can to open up that country to longevity. I don't know if we can, but you know what? We're going to try.
We are really looking forward, and we've been doing the research, and I've seen that in Kenya there's an open door for this activity to come in and be able to be a blessing to our people.
Wonderful. You know what? It's been a real blessing to me and my family. Like I said, all the women in my family lost weight. They look younger. They feel better. We've had, you mentioned cancer and poor eye health. Well, I've seen, my wife, she had a doubling in vision in about 3 months using longevity products. And so, the medications, they're good when they're necessary, but quite honestly, if we can go this route, I think that you'll find that your people will be very happy.
And as I say, that will be a big blessing for people in Kenya because they don't have any way out, and that will be a big blessing for them to have this activity coming to our country and having more education to help them understand how it's working in their lives.
Well, let's see what we can do, Bishop Wanjala.
Testimonies here. I've had testimonies in Canada, especially in Camrose. Yesterday, when I came for the meeting, I've had so many people giving us some information and some testimonies how their bodies are working out, and some of them walking without canes, and that has really impressed me, and I'm excited and looking forward for this product to be in our country.
You know what? We're going to do everything we possibly can. Let's see how this pans out. And I'm really looking forward to developing a relationship with you guys, and we'll just do whatever we can. But you know what, Bishop Wanjala, we have a friend who once he opens a door, nobody can close it.
That is a good friend. That's a good friend, and we look forward for this friend that when he opens the door of Kenya, no man can shut that door.
No man, no force. All
and
right.
I am so happy that you know that man.
I am too. It's made a big difference. Yeah, absolutely. So You know what? Actually, the friend that we're speaking of, I never really had much to do with him in my life, but he wouldn't leave me alone.
That's right. That's right.
So sometimes you just can't get away from your calling, right? So
That's right. That's right. You
Yep.
cannot get away, brother, and it's coming. It's coming.
right on. We're so glad to have you on the show. So you're going to be speaking at Solid Rock Church in Camrose on Sunday. Is that correct?
On Sunday morning.
Okay, so if you're in the Edmonton
10
area,
o'clock. Yeah.
yeah, if anybody out there listening is in the Edmonton Camrose area and you want to come and meet Bishop Wanjala of Nairobi, Kenya, he will be speaking at Solid Rock Church, and they are a bunch of really good people. They will welcome you right in, and you'll meet a lot of people that are using longevity products in that church that have gotten their health and the health of their family back all around them. Pastor Colin there actually put a video up one Sunday morning of Dr. Wallach talking to Benny Hinn for his whole church. So, you know, if you're out there listening and looking to get longevity going in your town, approach the churches, because you know, we have men like Bishop Wanjala here, and he really cares about his countrymen. And the church is an organization that can band together as brothers and sisters and pool their resources and try to make it happen. And the beautiful thing about that is once that happens, longevity will start paying them, and they can turn around and take that money and put it into programs to mineralize and nutritionalize the homeless and people that can't afford it, and get them on their feet and get them in their right mind, body working correctly, heart working correctly. And this will be a game changer if we can make it happen, and we are going to do everything in our power possible. So if you're in the Edmonton Camrose area on Sunday, this coming Sunday, you can see Bishop Justice Wanjala speaking at Solid Rock Church Sunday morning. So would you like to say hi to your family back home?
Yeah, I would like to say hi to my family back home and the family of Kenyans that are here in Canada. I want to say hi to them, and I'm looking forward for this program to be in Kenya, and I want them also to continue praying that this program comes to our country to be able to help our people, and especially the people who cannot afford and who cannot be able to reach even medication. This will be a blessing to us in Kenya as a nation. And I've already even emailed the government officials to let them know that this coming is on our way coming. So we are really expecting.
You just made my day, Bishop Wanjala, and I'd like to give a big shout out to your family and friends back in Nairobi, Kenya. I got one more thing to say to you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. So
Hey, I got a
remember
birthday
to
present
my
for
happy
you.
birthday. You have made my day.
I got a present for you.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
We're gonna present you with one canister of Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you, my brother.
Absolutely. See, when you get back to Africa, you're going to be jitterbugging around like crazy. You're going to have so much energy.
This is the thing. I was telling my friends here, Don and Mel, I was telling them here that I need to have that one thing to go with in Kenya. And now God has caused a miracle. Now I'm going with it.
Well, you're a blessing to Camrose here. Thank you so much for coming and spending time with our people. And I'm sure that there's going to be people from Solid Rock here going over there to visit you and speak at some of your churches or whatever the case might be. Bishop Wanjala, thank you so much for coming on the show. We're going to let you go, and God bless you and Godspeed in all your endeavors, sir.
Thank you, and God bless you too.
Take care, my friend. We will talk to you later and get you that can of Tangy Tangerine. So that was Bishop Justice Wanjala of Nairobi, Kenya, and he is wanting to nutrify his countrymen. And that's how this works. Now, I'd like to say this. If you're a distributor out there and you want to get things going, hang on there, Raphael in El Paso. I'm going to get to you. But if you're a distributor and you want to start making things happen, get out in your community, speak to your state reps, speak to your congressman, speak to the local the PTA. If you're in Canada, get an appointment with your member of parliament and people on city council. Do a meeting. Get this message out there. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden will be coming back to Raphael and Gail after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're live on Fire Your MD Now Radio. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. And man, that is my favorite lead-in song on the whole show. Every time I hear the theme from Hawaii Five-0, I want to jump on a drum set and go nuts. Call in line is 1-844-374-5433. Once again, that's 1-844-374-5433. Now, if you're only just hearing about us for the first time, and you want to get involved with Youngevity, you want to learn how to buy your products at cost, you want to learn how to not pay shipping fees, and if you want to learn how to take the products and what to take for your particular needs, I got a number for you. It's 1-800-705-6892. 1-800-705-6892. And with that, we're going to go over to Raphael in El Paso, Texas. Are you there, Raphael?
Yes, I'm here.
Excellent. What can I do you for today?
First of all, hi, Mike. I had an accident. I fractured my jaw.
That's no fun.
No, not at all. Actually, it's my first time in my 41 years that I fractured bone of any part of my body.
Well, that's a pretty good track record, man. I've broke my leg, a finger, an arm.
Really? Well, so you've been there, and
oh yeah.
But the jaw is a little bit different because, with your mouth you do a lot of things.
Yeah, you gotta eat, right? You gotta talk. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, one of the most important things is that. So it's been a life-changing experience, and yesterday I was browsing on the web, trying to find information on how to heal correctly, and I came upon Youngevity. So and I'm intrigued. I'm in.
Okay.
And I want to know. I know that fractures cannot be. You cannot. How do you say this? Accelerate the process. Time is. You can just make things. You can just do make your fracture heal correctly, but you can make it heal faster. That's one reality that I've become to understand.
You know what?
So,
hang on a second now. I've seen people that their doctor told them, say they had a cracked rib, and their doctor told them 6 months. I've seen them absolutely fine in 3.
Well, if that is the case, then that's even better news.
All right, Raphael. Yeah, okay, here's the deal. How much do you weigh, my friend?
Okay, I weigh around, I think right now I'm on 155.
Uh-huh.
And I'm in pretty good shape. I've done exercise all my life, gym, cardio, you name it. So I'm in pretty good shape. I used to drink, used to smoke. Now I don't. After this accident, and that's something that's one of the positive sides of this that I'm looking at. That's something that I wanted to, quit for quite some time, and this is the perfect moment to do it. So, I'm trying to figure out which products to take so I can, start my healing process correctly.
Okay,
I'm already
all right.
doing it, but I have a lot of. I want to do with Youngevity products.
Yeah, you know what? You're not going to find anything better out there. The regular host of this show is Dr. Peter Glidden, and for years, he actually worked for a company that made high grade nutraceuticals that were only sold to doctors, okay? High grade vitamin supplements that only doctors could buy. And the stuff that we're using with Youngevity, he said, completely blows away all of it. Now, Dr. Wallach has made this the same way that you would dose an animal. It's the same thing. It's based on 100 pounds body weight, okay? So if you want to support and promote the healthy structure and function of your bones, specifically to speed up the healing of your jaw, the best way that you can go that I know is to get yourself one healthy start pack per 100 pounds body weight. We got a break coming up, Raphael. I hear the music, but I want you to stay right there because I've got a few more instructions for you. So hang on, we'll be right back, and then we'll get to Gail. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. We're live. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden, having a great day here in Camrose, Alberta. We're talking to Raphael in El Paso, Texas. He's got a fractured jaw, and that ain't no fun whatsoever. It sounds like you're talking pretty good, though, Raphael.
Well, yes.
Here's what we'll do. Sorry, go ahead.
I stutter a little bit.
Okay, well, that's not too big a problem. But here's the deal. What we do is holistic, okay? All we do is we give you the information. You do things right. You got to skip out a few different foods in your diet, and you've got to add a few foods, but it's going to be, how's this? Lots of steak, butter, salt, eggs, all the stuff that guys love, and doctors say don't eat it.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, so we're going to do a holistic approach here, and what that means is we don't just target the jaw, okay? When you use Youngevity products, everything starts working correctly. Your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, your thyroid, because for the first time in your life, you're getting all those nutrients. Now, did my producer give you a phone number?
Yes, he did.
Did you write it down?
Yes, I did.
Okay, call that number after the show, and I'm going to deal with you personally on this one, Raphael. Sound good?
Yeah, sure, great.
Okay, so this show is over in about half an hour. Give me a call, and I will help you out, my friend. And now I got a new friend in Texas.
Okay, great, Mike. So I'll call in about half an hour.
Sounds good. I'm going to let you go, Raphael. I'll talk to you in a bit, and we're going to jump over to Gail in Mississippi. Gail, how you doing?
Doing good, thanks. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. I get maybe 2 months of nice weather in this province that I live in on the whole year. So right now it's pretty tropical compared to what we usually get. So, the short skirts come out and the weather is nice and everybody's very happy around here. Gail, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So what's on your mind, Gail?
I have a friend who has been with Youngevity for a very short time. She stopped her gluten intake, and she's on the minerals, and she's doing the enzymes. But she said it's causing that she's going to the bathroom a lot, and it's causing a lot of bleeding. Is there anything that you can do to stop the bleeding?
Is she just taking the enzymes and the minerals?
She's doing 2 tablespoons of calcium at night.
Okay, yeah, okay. Most of the time, in my experience, the calcium is really hard for people to digest if they have a compromised small intestine due to gluten consumption. Okay, so there's a couple of different things that we can do to promote the health of her body to stop the diarrhea. Okay, and a couple of things she can do for that is that she can take less of it at a time, take a little bit less of the OsteoFX at a time to increase the absorption. Okay, because if she's getting a lot of diarrhea, that's probably why she's experiencing a little bit of bleeding. So, there's different ways that you can do that too. There's she can take glutamine, a little bit of glutamine, a few teaspoons a day will help with that. Also, interestingly enough, strawberry extract will help with diarrhea. So if she can do that, but you know what? It honestly, when I started doing, and like you say, she's only been on it a short amount of time, right?
Yeah, right.
So also what she can do is she can take aloe vera juice, and that will help to heal her small intestine. And you can get that just about anywhere. And, it's a good way to go, because gluten absolutely destroys you, and people just don't get it. They just don't get it. I saw a news piece on how many people are gluten-free but don't even know what it's about. I played it on the show, actually. It wasn't a news piece. It was on Jimmy Kimmel Live. And they were making fun of the fact that all these people were going gluten-free, but they didn't even know what it was. Well, what I noticed about that is everybody that they asked on the street if they were gluten-free that said yes, they were all very healthy looking. So they didn't even need to know how to spell gluten as long as they stopped eating it. That was what made the difference. So if you can have your friend take her products a little bit more slowly and with food, that can help as well.
Okay, with food, okay.
Yep. So did you just signed her up, did you?
Yeah, she's a preferred customer right now, but as soon as her digestive tract gets healed, I'm sure she will become a dealer.
Yeah.
Associate.
Yeah, well, you know what?
She was having real bad heartburn, too. That's what really got her to started on the enzymes, because she was having the reflux real bad.
Yep.
And we've kind of helped out with peppermint oil and warm water and the enzymes.
Okay. For her stomach acids, she's going to need calcium and salt, right? She's going to have to up her salt intake. Did you tell her that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Just keep holding her hand, Gail, and work with her, because sometimes people can get discouraged, and, it works for everybody but me, right? And, people will get that attitude, but you know what? How old is this woman?
50s.
Yeah, see, so she's got a lot of years of damage to overcome, and that doesn't always happen overnight. So, if we can just get her to stay the course, she's going to see, like for me, I had tremendously bad acid reflux. I mean, I had to have Zantac in the truck everywhere I went. But I honestly haven't taken a Zantac or a Pepto-Bismol or anything like that in probably about 3 years. So, it took a little time till I was able to actually absorb these products, but it does happen. And that's what she's got to understand. So keep her listening to the show. And maybe if you can, show her some of Dr. Glidden's webinars. Are you an insider?
No, not yet.
Okay, yeah, just head on over to drglidden.com and become an insider. And there are hours and hours and hours of some of the best information that a person could have. And from my experience, all of it works. So, you just got to really hold her hand. And what'll happen is she will start experiencing things in her body, and it'll just occur to her that something's changing, or she'll have better energy. Has she reported any good things yet?
Not really yet, because so much is wrong. Poor thing, she's had like a hip. She's got screws in her hip.
Oh yeah.
She's got like real bad osteoporosis, so she's just like in dire need of these products, and her intestines are so torn up right now that she can't really take a lot at one time. But as you say, little by little, it'll get better. So that's what I'm hoping for.
have her sip on some aloe vera juice. Aloe vera has wonderful healing properties, and that might go a long way in this case. I'm not totally 100% on that, but that's what I would do. I have a friend.
Oh,
Sorry?
I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you, she's drinking distilled water, too. Does that do anything bad?
I don't believe so. No, if she's nutrified,
Okay.
she'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. No, she'll be fine. So, you know what? You're a really good friend to take her down this path. How long have you been doing longevity?
Since 2012, and I'm telling you, Commander, I do not have carpal tunnel anymore. The eye twitches are gone. My asthma, I'm off all my drugs.
You too, huh?
Oh, yeah, it's phenomenal. I love these products.
I got to correct you, though. I'm not the commander. This is not Mark Denning. It's Mike Phillip.
Oh, Mike, I'm so sorry.
That's
Forgive
okay.
me.
You know what? I've been called worse things than Mark Denning.
So funny.
Mark Denning's a great guy, and he's a longevity rep. So, yeah, just like you were saying with the carpal tunnel syndrome, I had the same thing going on. And I had only been on the products maybe 2 months, and I was at work, and it used to be that I had a lot of pain in my wrist anytime I went to do anything. And then it was just like one day it just vanished, and I didn't even notice it at first, but I had a white lump on the inside of my wrist about the size of a nickel, and I was working away, and I all of a sudden realized, hey, I ain't got no pain in my hand, so I went and took my glove off, and the white lump was gone, and I'm guessing it was probably about the same way for you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. I had a big old lump on the side of my wrist. I'm kind of bony anyway, so it was a big bone. And now it's pretty much gone. I still have like a little bit of the bone sticking out, but, it's just incredible. It's just incredible. The pain is gone.
That is so awesome, Gail. I love hearing these stories. And you know, okay, so it was so easy for you to get rid of this carpal tunnel syndrome, right? Like, it just happens so fast. And the same thing for me. Doesn't that make you mad when you hear that they want to open people up and do surgery on that? It's like, are you serious?
Oh, I know. It just makes me want to go hurt somebody because it's so archaic.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. But you know what? Let the cavemen be cavemen, and we will be the enlightened ones. And we will lead our people out into the promised land of health recovery.
Amen.
Have you? Tell me this: are you quite active with longevity? Are you just talking to friends and family right now, or?
No, I have really started getting serious within the last, I'd say, 6 months.
Yep.
We have 2 great teachers here. Mike Ponder and Lorraine Williamson, and they are just doing a phenomenal job here in Jackson. So, yeah, I'm on the road. I'm going to be a millionaire one day.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know what? I wish you were in my downline with that attitude. But you know what? Like you said, if you have good teachers in amongst you, it is invaluable. It's absolutely invaluable, because if people don't know, if you want to make money off this business, there's a way to do it. And, you know, so by them showing you, and then you can go out there and show other people, you know what? You are going to be a millionaire. It's going to happen.
You bet.
God bless you, Gail.
You too. Thank you so much.
Thanks for calling the show. You take care of yourself. We're going to let you go. Like I said, this is Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden, and I am not the regular host of this show. Dr. Glidden, we need to be really thankful for him and what he does, because the amount of time that he gives to his people and his downlines, and even just anybody listening to the show, is absolutely invaluable. Mike Phillip filling in for the ever awesome Dr. Peter Glidden. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back to Fire Your MD Now Radio. Mike Phillip filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. And before the break, I was just talking, I'm not a gusher or a butt kisser, but I really do appreciate Dr. Glidden. He has gone out time after time out of his way to help with different things, and a big reason why longevity is as successful and spreading as fast as it is because of Dr. Glidden and this radio show. So remember, all you longevity distributors out there, I'm just like you. It's actually a big thrill for me to be hosting this radio show. It's really funny because I started out working on trucks and just looking for a way to fix my family and get their health back. And I was, laying on a creeper underneath a fuel tank many times, listening to this show, and I never in a million years thought that I would end up guest hosting. But that being said, I used to listen to a lot of Alex Jones, and big ups to Alex for having Dr. Glidden on his show the other day. Big ups to Mike Rivero as well for having me on to talk about longevity. But Alex is fond of saying, you got to get on the field. You got to get out there and do something. Well, I got on the field and I started doing things. And my family's health is getting better all the time. And you can talk about how bad things are, because there's a lot of bad things happening. I mean, face it, there's Christians getting slaughtered by ISIS overseas. There's these attacks in Gaza and Israel. And let me tell you this, too, on the whole Israel-Gaza thing. I just don't like murderers. I don't care where you're from. I don't care if you're Palestinian or Israeli. I don't like murderers. I don't like anybody taking somebody's life for any political reason. I think it's wrong. I don't care where you're from. I want you to get your health back and love your family and be able to look after your finances. And I think that is a good attitude. July 20th, Cordova, Tennessee, 90 for Life tour with Dr. Joel Wallach. July 21st, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, Dr. Joel Wallach. So if you're in Tennessee on the 20th and 21st, you have a chance to see the great Dr. Joel Wallach. And the man is absolutely amazing. He's a super genius and quirky as geniuses can be. But when he was here, we became really good friends, and I can get a hold of him anytime, and he's always got time to hear what I need or have to say, and we really appreciate Dr. Wallach. So, I started out with this little meeting. We've upsized. It's kind of leveled out, but we've got new people coming all the time. Do something. Become a Dr. Glidden insider. Go to drglidden.com. For $20 a month, you can get access to countless hours of information that could save your life. $20. $20, that's it. So, you want to have materials to show people. You want to be prepared. You want to be ready to have answers yourself. And that is the best way to do it. And if you're a student and you want to learn, the information is out there. And when you do, you're going to see people feeling better and getting better all around you, and you will love your life. And people will be very thankful to have met you. Happens to me all the time. I've made so many new friends since I got involved with this, and I wouldn't trade them for the world. In fact, it's been kind of a total lifestyle change in a big way. You don't realize how it is to feel good when you're used to feeling like crap all the time. Well, you know what? Get on board. Longevity, we're here for you. I hear the music, and that means we're at the end of another Fire Your MD Now Phillip Friday. God bless Canada. God bless America. And God bless you.